Okay, everything is fine. Okay, so good afternoon, whenever you're watching this. Um, I decided to pop on today because I'm just gonna kind of open things up more fluidly. Um, that's just another added thing to the title that I made this stream. I'm gonna probably open things up a little bit more. Um, because I was just very inspired. I was watching a wonderful astrologer by the name of Braca Goldsmith, and some of you have probably heard of her. And took me a little while to really feel like, this is who I want to follow. This is who, but now I feel at the current time, very, um, that I like her very much and enjoy um, seeing her videos. And with her energy and her positivity, the things that she has to give, how she talks about astrology, the artwork, the music, um, particularly her empowering words of spirituality and wisdom. And it's like if you see her live streams, it's like as if she's a um, minister more than just an astrologer delivering all of the information and all of the data and all of that. She was a minister and everything like that in a way, which I think that is really neat. Uh, and if I didn't say this already, sharing her personal stories um, with everyone and including those things in as well. So she has a lot of subscribers, three, I think, um, 399 something or other. I don't know, but um, she's very popular. She had her channel going for a long period of time, over many years, starting in 2008. And ever since then, um, monthly horoscopes, videos on planets, placements, new moons, full moons, and even channeling as well, through higher beings, which she calls the Palladians. And, you know, I, for the life of me, of skepticism, a little, sounds a little bit too good to be true, a little. However, nonetheless, um, so she was doing a stream about message for 2022. I think also maybe 2023, and then also the astrology of 2022. I did a stream recently on the astrology of 2022, and um, and I watched hers where she was talking about Jupiter and Pisces, and I was just inspired to come on and inspired to really get into this placement. This is not a year to um, restrict, because Jupiter in Pisces is very incredibly open, open to spirit, open to the force or the higher power of what that has to provide, um, you know, open to just endless possibilities. And at best, it's boundless. At worst, it's boundless. And there are some negative things going on, with Jupiter because Julia Child says everything in moderation. And, you don't even need, her to say that because too much of a good thing is a bad thing. Jupiter is so big, so wild, so dynamic that can also turn into a bad thing. Um, when I say that, I mean too much. Um, and things can have their positive and negatives, and too much is too much. But I don't want to fixate on the negatives because Jupiter is all positive. Jupiter is the planet that says, you know, like, why be in that state of sadness or just at a low point? This life is about having fun. This life is about getting up and taking advantage of it, taking advantage of it. Um, and that is part of the Jupiterian energy. So we're going to be looking at that now. Um, so Jupiter moved into the sign of Pisces. So there's three parts to it. So recall back in, um, for those new to astrology, back in May 2021, May 13th, Jupiter just moved into Pisces and it gave a little, a little glimpse into what that would be like. And so Jupiter is the planet that whatever sign it's in, it wants to bring out the most that it can out of that sign. It wants to take that sign and it wants to really, make it clear how special the sign is, shall we say, and just really, really um, raising up the level of that sign and really embracing it. Um, so it's huge. Jupiter is not, a small planet. Jupiter is big. It is full of life, full of fun and joy and um, optimism. Um, so yeah, and it can get, Jupiter and Pisces can give us the opportunity to maybe experience perspective of certain things, of certain aspects that we may have not experienced because in 2020, the Saturn Pluto conjunction, all of these planets and things going on, it was very, very difficult to get the higher perspective, the higher view when people were stuck inside their homes because Capricorn is, authority. Capricorn restricts, and it is very, very solid in the way that things are now. It's very stick to it. It's almost a fixed sign. Um, it's very, very by the book, like let's follow the traditions that people have followed because they work, because this is the lineage and how things have been. This is what led up to that thing. And with Aquarius, the sign after that goes, we need to think about the future. We need to like, let's think about what's really, really important. Let's think about the truth of what's really going on. What we need to concern ourselves with human rights and the future. and how are we going to make this world um, a better place, um, and a much more advanced place in the future, because Aquarius is all about the future. And don't we want the future to be better and also kinder than now? And so we have those Aquarian things going on, with all of the aspects of that. And then we have Pisces. And Pisces just is so incredibly um, open and so compassionate and very, very unconditionally loving. Compassionate and unconditionally loving. Let's just make those two words mean the exact same thing, because I may give a lot of adjectives, but I hope that what I'm saying proves that less is more. And I hope that when I do say a lot of adjectives, I hope that they all meld together and come together with the bigger picture of it meaning the same thing. So I hope that how I'm saying it is more than the amount and the quantity of things that I am saying in this stream. That is my hope, saying that right now. And I want to say also that, I was watching a movie by this man, Ron, um, I think that's what his name is. He has these really well done uh, films, which are, black and white. And I do wish that there was a little bit more complexity to them, um, and that they did not have closed captions to stereotype certain things. And I watch them and I go, oh, that's obvious. I know that. I know what this is going to be. I know what the lesson. I mean, all those types of things. Um, so, and there are several things I have to say about that. But anyway, I was watching one of the a compilation of short films called "Sick People Getting Treated Badly," and in one of those films, I really, really want to emphasize this, which is just undescribably beautiful. I don't have the words or the feeling to just express how beautiful this is and how Piscean this is. This is so very Piscean, where everyone is connected, connectedness to everyone and everything, in the whole sea of possibility and, things going on in the world that are very positive. Like when you're blind and you don't have your eyes, your sense of hearing is magnified. When you're meditating, then you are, aware of so many things, and you're connected to a higher power. You're connected to light, and also um, source, and all of those things, and the light that you carry, and how you shine that light, you know, uninhibitedly and unapologetically shining that light, onto um, others, and all of that. And all the signs relate to different aspects of spirituality, and that's especially what Leo relates. Um, Leo is symbolized by the lion, who is not afraid to get out there, not afraid to show himself, express himself. It's a very giving, like, I'm giving you myself. I'm giving you my heart. I'm really, really showing you how much I care, how much I love, and I'm not being afraid and I'm not shy. The sun isn't shy when it shines, which is also the symbol of Leo. Like when the sun shines, it's bright. It is like it attracts. So, I mean, you're aware of it, and it spreads so much distance and has so much warmth. It's big energy. It's big energy that the sun gives life, and you can give life. The sun is a gift to us, our energy. It also is a gift to the plants, um, helping them grow. I mean, all these types of things, giving life. And the sun, you know, expresses itself so um, strongly, and it is not afraid. It is not afraid to do that. Especially, in the heart of summer, when the sun is in its ruling sign, in the sign of Leo, which is also ruled by the lion. So I thought that I would mention that. But so, going back to the film that I was talking about, in this film, this Ron Man film, I think. A mother, this film relates to a son who does not know what is important, Venus retrograde, what's really important, what really matters. The son is so, consumed with the money and only goes to his mother, and this is like, years. 1 year he goes, and then years later he comes back only for wanting the mom, or wanting his parents to supply him with money, and that's all that he really cares about. Isn't that sad? And how is money spiritual? How is money spiritual? How is the fact that these, meaning the people in these things, go to this event, buy this, go to my online school, all these types of things, and yet it relates to spirituality, yet it relates to healing and betterment and all of these different types of things, when that really doesn't make sense, because you shouldn't have to pay for those things. And, I get that they have to make money off of, their business and everything like that. Um, However, know what you're putting out into the world. Be aware of what you're putting out into the world. And don't show people that it's so materialistic and it's so focused on the money and the product and the this and the that. Um, and that is the difference between, say, Colette and then Brecca Goldsmith. You can see Brecca Goldsmith, and I want to highlight that word, simplicity, of watching the videos. And that is what they're giving. That is really all that they're giving. And she did have stuff that she put on her website that she sold, of course. There's nothing wrong with that. Um, but, you know, if I get the feeling that I'm watching a video that is on the side of all this stuff that you're trying to sell and all this stuff that you're trying to commercialize, then I don't know about that sign. And I don't feel that way. I don't say that. I don't get that feeling. That's just not there. Um, when it comes to Brecca Goldsmith. So that could, say a lot about Jupiter and Pisces of what is available, what really, really is available. Because, what if you don't have the money? What if in your life situation at this point you can't afford to do this, or you're very, very busy in your life and it's just